Today we're going to talk about something that affects all of us, even if we don't always realize the big lies that society tells us. When we say lies, we're not talking about something completely false, but about ideas that are repeated so often that people accept them as truth without questioning them. These beliefs shapes how we think, how we act, and even how we judge ourselves and others. From a young age, we are influenced by our families, school, social media, and culture. Little by little, we start building a mindset based on what we are told is normal or correct. But what happens when those ideas are not entirely true? What happens when they limit our potential or make us feel we're not enough? In this presentation, we are going to explore some of the most common beliefs that society presents as truth. We will analyze why they can be misleading and how they affect our lives. We are not saying that society is completely wrong, but we want to show that it is important to think critically and not accept everything automatically. To begin, Phoenix will talk about one of the most common ideas related to success.
Thank you, Diego. One of the big like society theories that Susan means having money, status, and recognition from a very early age. Many people are that being success means becoming rich, famous, or having a high position in society. This idea is everywhere in movies, on social media, and even in conversation with adults. However, this definition of success is very limited. Not everyone wants the same thing in life. For some people, success means having peace of mind, spending time with family, or doing something they love. There were many examples of people who have it money but feel empty, stressed, or unhappy. At the same time, there are people with simple lives who feel satisfied and fulfilled. Believing that success only depends on money can make people feel like failures, even when they are achieved meaningful things in their own life. So, instead of following one definition of success, it is better to define it for ourselves. Now, Anderson will explain and ignore common beliefs that affect many people.
Thanks, Fanny. Another big lie is that there is only one correct path in life. Society often tells us that we must follow a specific order, go to school, go to the college, or get a stable job and then retire. This path is presented as the safe and correct way to live. But in reality, life is not the same for everyone. People have different opportunities, talents, and interests. Some people become successful without going to university. Others change careers many times before finding what they truly like. And some discover their passion later in life. This idea of fixed path creates a lot of pressure, especially for young people who feel lost or uncertain about their future. They might they might think they might think they are failing just because they are not following the expected path. The truth is that the life is flexible. There is not single timeline that works for everyone. Understanding this can help reduce stress and allow people to explore different possibilities. Now, Joanna will talk about another important belief. Thank you.
Thank you, Anderson. Another common lie is that we must always be perfect. Society constantly shows imagine a perfect life, perfect body, perfect grades, perfect lifestyle. On social media, people usually only show their best moment, which create unrealistic expectation. As a result, many people feel pressure to be perfect all the time. They are afraid of making mistakes or showing their weakness. But the truth is that nobody is perfect. Making mistakes is a natural and necessary part of learning and growing. We try to be perfect. We can become stressed, anxious, and insecure. We may also stop trying new things because we are afraid of failing. Instead of perfection, we should focus on progress. Improving little by little is more realistic and healthier. Accepting ourselves, including our perfections, help build confidence and become more authentic. Now, Diego will close our presentation.
Thanks, Joanna. As we have seen, many ideas that society presents as normal are not always true. These beliefs can influence our decisions, our mindset, and even how we see our value. The idea that success only means money, that life must follow a fixed path, and that we must be perfect are examples of beliefs that we can limit us if we accept them without questioning. It is important to understand that everyone has a different definition of a success, a different journey, and different challenge. Thinking critically allows us to make better decisions and create a life that is more aligned with who we really are. Instead of blindly following what society says, we should ask ourselves, does this belief really help me? Does it reflect what I truly want? In the end, we all have the ability to choose our own path, define our own success, and grow at our own pace. Thank you very much for your attention.